3 years. Then there comes the Dennis Rodmans of the world, the Serena Williams of the world that last a lifetime. So in this conversation, I would love to welcome my OG, my brother, the GOAT, Dennis Rodman, the Worm.
Yeah!
Where's the Worm? Oh, it's definitely going to get emotional.
All right.
Anybody want to take a bet that Dennis cries before the end of this 30 minutes? So over the next 30 minutes,
Right.
first off, thank you for joining the stage and joining this conversation.
This is cool, man. I mean, you got it right in the neighborhood, and it's very cool what people are doing for the community.
100%. So over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to take you guys on this journey. I think there's a lot that we can learn from Dennis Rodman. First, I want to talk about basketball. I want to talk about fame. The legendary Madonna.
Oh, no.
Carmen Electra.
Wait a minute, what?
Michael Jordan. Phil Jackson.
I didn't fuck him.
Then I'm going to take you guys up on the roller coaster.
He's going around right now.
And I want to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
In our community, what we say in our community, you better pray, baby. Mental health has been an epidemic. So I would love to get your thoughts later on mental health and how that showed up in your life and what you're doing now to make sure that you're still here, healthy and effective.
Absolutely.
And then I want to end on what we all love, this brand. Dennis Rodman, cultural, social phenomenon, an icon. My first question for you, OG. Who the hell is Dennis Rodman?
I'm sorry, say it again? I can hear you.
Who the hell is Dennis Rodman?
Who is Dennis Rodman? You know what? Seriously, when I grew up in the projects, it was funny that I didn't find an identity for myself, because when you live in the projects, man, it sucks. You know, and all of a sudden, when you have no place to go, oh, you don't do this bullshit.
It's too early, though. He already cried. You bet me $100 that he wouldn't cry. I want my $100.
No, it's very cool, man, to be who you are today. It's very hard to understand how you are today, because the world is moving so fast. You know, living in projects, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? And a lot of you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It sucks. But I didn't expect to be who I am today. I never did that. I thought I'd be in jail or probably dead. But just, you know.
So let's fast forward.
Go ahead.
Playing for the Pistons, played for the Chicago Bulls, right? Also the Lakers and a few other stuff here and there.
Right.
When you look back on your career, what are you most proud of?
I'm still living.
That's right. Yeah! That's right.
Don't do that to me.
Talk to us about that. I mean,
No,
you played with Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, probably the 1-2 greatest tandem in the world. You would say Kobe, bless his soul, rest in peace, brother. You say Steph Curry, all these guys today. Michael and Scottie revolutionized those two positions to make these kids what they're doing today.
In 2019, there was an article where you talked about the OGs not respecting what this new era of basketball looked like. So you just talked about Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, they revolutionized, you know, that 1-2 punch. And then you talked about Steph Curry, right? What's the difference between when you played and now these guys? And is there a disrespect between the OGs and these new era guys?
Well, they make more fucking money.
Yeah.
Oh, for real, man. I only made fucking $25 million.
Wow.
My whole career.
Wow.
Most of these guys are making 40, 50 fucking million, right?
Yeah, man.
I don't give a shit. If you got $50 million, I got 500,000. I can live just as best you can.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about the fucking money. I don't play for the money. It's not about, so I said, no, it's not about the money. Listen, a lot of people out here think that money is a cure for a lot of cool things in the world. Some ways you're right, but it's hard, man. It's so hard. Because you got people in your family coming at you so fucking much, man. You know, when you try to take care of your wife and your kids, then all of a sudden your family members come in and say, hey, I need you to help me with the rent. I need you to help me with that this. I need you to help me with that. I was like, wait a minute. What about me? I need help.
Thank you.
Shit.
He's talking about me.
You know, I need help.
Yeah.
That's when that mental shit come in place, right? So that mental stuff coming in. You gotta have a mental tough mind, man, to understand life really don't play fair. It doesn't play fair at all.
Right.
Just adjust to it. Just adjust to it.
That's right.
I love that. I was watching some videos, old time videos of Dennis Rodman preparing for this interview. Shaquille O'Neal, they asked Shaquille O'Neal a question. Shaq, it was like, so who was your worst teammate? And Shaq's response was, Dennis Rodman. Shaq said, Dennis Rodman didn't go by the rules. If Kobe and I was showing up at 12 like everybody else, the game started at 2, Dennis Rodman show up at 1:45. Miss meetings, miss practice, come in, fucking get dressed, don't say nothing to nobody, and go play. That's Shaq's story. Give me the most legendary Dennis Rodman story that no one has ever heard.
You know, guys, you know, this is a true story. Jerry Buss loved him so much. He loved black people. He loved black people. And that's cool as hell. The reason why Shaq didn't like me, Kobe didn't like me, I guess that relationship, so Shaq didn't like me because I was more famous than him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now that's for real. That's for real. I came in, and Jerry Buss, I used to date Jeannie Buss, his daughter. That was cool too. But no, that's a true story. But Shaq didn't like me because when I came in, they catered to me, which I didn't give a damn. Because Jerry Buss came to me and Ruth Chris in West County and said, Dennis, would you like to come play for the Lakers? I said, Jerry, you fucking fuck with me, right? So Jerry had like 8 girls with him, right? Champagne and stuff like that. So I go into the arena, and I'm saying, this is a joke, right? The next thing you know, they fired the coach the same day I got there. And Shaq didn't like that for some reason, because he knew that sunshine of light wasn't on his ass no more. Now it came on me now that Kobe, he just accepted it. And he just accepted it. So, you know, I don't really give a shit, man. As long as you're doing well in your life, that's what I care about. You know, like I said, I give you all the money I have. As long as you're happy, I'm good to go.
Right, that's beautiful. So Shaq, he was more famous than you. That's what I heard. Make sure we clip that, put it out on social. That shit gonna go viral.
Yeah, yes sir.
Any 80s babies in here? Where the 80s babies? Right. So you guys know who Dennis Rodman is. So I played 13 years in the National Football League.
Hey, give it up for Brandon, guys. Seriously, give it up for this kid, man. You know, he fought all the things on the Jets in Chicago.
Jets, Chicago.
Love this kid, man. Love this kid.
So I played 13 years in the National Football League, and I did well for myself. But before I got to college, I played a lot of basketball. When I was in elementary school and middle school, I used to dye my hair like you. Do you understand? Yes. Like show the people your hair. It's just a brand. It's a movement. Do you understand the impact that you had on culture and boys and girls like me growing up playing sports?
Well, I understand one thing, you know, when I did this thing in San Antonio in 1983, I told people, said, you know, I was gonna kill myself. I went in with a shotgun to my goddamn mouth and say, hey, this shit's over, man. There's a true story. Someone just happened to knock on the damn window and say, hey, you okay? let me help you. This is a true story. And I'm in my hyper career, right? And it sucks to say, I have nobody to help me. But then, somebody gave me a hand and say, hey, let's take care of this issue. Let's take care of this thing, right? I said, yes. But then after that, I became Dennis Rodman. I became Dennis Rodman in 1993, 94. I became that Godzilla, that bad guy, the bad boy guy, stuff like that. But, like I said, I'm so happy that I'm still living. I'm so happy. The fact that people gave me a chance, like you guys give me a chance,
yeah.
to speak to you. So that's it. Give me a chance. That's it.
Oh man,
It's good.
amazing.
So I wanted to sit in the basketball and the fame space for about a few more minutes. I want to talk about Madonna. There's a legendary story that Madonna said she'll give you $20 million if you would have her baby, give her a baby. I want to know about Carmen Electra. I want to know about Michael Jordan, legendary stories of Michael Jordan. I want to know that you just brought something up, and this is why we're here. We got 15 more minutes. 1 second. We got 15 more minutes.
What?
How many of us, if we're being honest, struggle sometimes? Whether it's stress, depression, anxiety.
Everybody, man.
That's right. There's almost 320 million Americans, and almost 100 are personally living with something. Mental health touches all of us. In our community, we don't talk about it. I said it earlier. Pray on it, baby. Men, especially the men in the world, black men.
Yeah.
You can't show no vulnerability. You can't come to me, bro, and say, I'm hurting, or what you said to me hurt my feelings. That shit get you killed where we come from.
Yeah.
But now, when we redefine what a man looks like, when we redefine what our community looks like, Revolt is redefining representation in media for us. It's time for us to really think about how mental health plays a role in our life. It's okay, brother. I fly, blood of diamonds. It's okay to call your brother and say, I need you right now. So you got me here. 1993, you're in the prime of your career. You had a shotgun in your mouth. How did you get there?
It's okay, Dennis. It's all right, bro.
Yeah. Come on, Dennis.
You got it, bro.
Tell us that legendary story, man. You with your family, brother. Love you, Dennis.
How did you get through it?
That's a tough one. God, I really didn't know.
Oh my God.
Because I was so green behind. I was so green behind the ears. I was just following. I said, "You talk."
So, this is really my OG, for real. Like, we both live in South Florida. We connect here and there. He's everything to me. While you gather yourself, let me take you guys back to 2011. 2011, I just signed a $50 million contract. I became the highest paid wide receiver in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, man.
I just bought a $17,000 square foot crib. Shit, took my first couple trips to Japan, Turks and Caicos, to Paris, all of that. Had a beautiful wife, no children yet. Nice car, jewelry, all of that. Then I found myself at McLean Hospital in the outpatient program, diagnosed with borderline personality disorder.
Wow.
And it was there that I learned that I had resentment towards my mother,
Oh my God.
an alcoholic.
Now that's.
It was there that I realized that I dealt with abandonment issues. So how it showed up for me is like, When I step up in the locker room, this shit ain't business for me, this is personal.
Personal, that's right.
And if anybody challenged me, instead of me being able to communicate and deal with my emotions and whatever was going on, it showed up like, Doesn't that seem familiar, men?
Yeah. Yeah.
When's the last time my black men in here looked at a brother and said, you hurt my feelings?
Yeah.
When's the last time we looked at our ladies and said, you hurt my feelings? So for me, my life was radically transformed. That's why this conversation is important. Because 10 years ago, we didn't have athletes and entertainers telling their story.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders went through the same thing.
Yeah.
Had him on our show. I am athlete. What's your lowest moment? When I tried to take my life? Deion Sanders, what? The most important thing that we have is our mind. The most important thing that we have is our brain.
That's right.
So, brother, I think there's a lot of people in this room right now that really need to hear how you overcame 1993.
It's hard, man. I mean, today's world is moving really, really fast.
Yeah.
Today's world is because we always want to catch up, but the next day is a new day, you know, because, you know, I used to go to church with my mother. She played piano in Dallas, Texas, and she's still playing, but I'll give you a story, right? So last year, I was vacationing with some girl. Yeah, some girl. I'm sorry, I'm emotional to this shit, right? But no, and I got a phone call from the hospital in Dallas, Texas. They say your mother's been in a coma for 4 months. Should we pull the plug? I didn't know she was in the fucking hospital. They called me out the blue, so I got on a plane. I flew to Dallas, Texas, and as I'm going into the hospital, the ER, the doctors came on and said, Dennis, you know what? She go for the eyes. I said, what? She go for the fucking eyes, man. I mean, after 4 months, I thought they said they wanted me to come and pull the plug. And my sisters are there for like 4 months every day. And said she didn't want to do it. I said, I don't want to do it. I mean, what are you going to say? I didn't get along with my mother at all. I was in my mother, but she kicked me out at 17 years old. I lived in the street for fucking 4.5 years. The woman didn't even give a damn about me. But when I played basketball, I said when I got to Curry, one of the MVPs sat there, wonder where I'm going. And they say, no, this woman and this man walking down the sidewalk, and this woman gave me an envelope and kept walking. And she said, in the envelope said, happy birthday, here's $20. Here's $20. And kept walking. But that's why I said, I don't know, Brandon been through some issues, a lot. I go to issues every damn day. I'm wondering, should I sit there, fail, or get my act together? Because I want to die right. I want to die right. I want to die like humble and cool as hell.
Yeah.
But I got hard problems because I caused it on myself. I caused all this shit I'm going through on my own. No one helped me do this shit. This is me, got to cure what I got going on. But you know, that shoulder that you always lean on, please take advantage of that shit. Amen. Because guess what? I got emotionally healed because I get it. You know, so it's just hard for me. Like I said, I got so nervous back there because I hate talking like this. But I think a lot of people here understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
When you go out that damn door, that's another life of love, brother. That's another life. Because either way, you're going to have to face this. You have to face this shit. But you know what, but there's someone beside you to say, hey, if you need someone, hey, we're here. We didn't have that back then. We didn't have that support. So I just love doing community stuff like this. And let's give it back.
That's right. It's big. Listen, I know it's a long day. It's warm in here.
Yes,
but we're learning a lot. You had Earn Your Leisure on.
It's hard to tell this bitch.
We had Earn Your Leisure on before. There's a lot we can learn there, right? Financial freedom is important. We need to know it. Financial literacy. This discussion around mental health, just one thing that you guys take away from it is like it's okay to ask for help. You know, black women, y'all may be dealing with more than us black men, because you guys got to be strong. A lot of us don't have our pops in the home. It's okay to not be superwoman. It's okay. Men, it's okay to ask for help. Before we bring on an audience member and land this plane, we want to, want you guys to ask the question. Team, my last thing for Dennis, he talked about his mother. That's parenting. Can you guys throw up that image for me? Team?
Wow.
When you see this picture right here with this, what comes up?
That picture?
So let me give you guys a little background.
Yeah, that's my daughter. And she's the #1 soccer player in the world. She, it's amazing when I did that. I was in the VIP section and she came over and she cried to me. I'm like, no one's ever done that with me. Like my kids, they was want. And say, hey, Dad, they call me, hey, Dennis. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Dennis. But right there, man, I surprised her when I came over there. And I think that moment right there, man, seriously signifies the fact that I'm still a human being. I'm not the dickhead asshole that people think I am, that I do all this crazy shit. No. I was so proud of her, and she set the standard for women around the world, and she always asked me, say, I need your help. I never had any of my kids ask me for help. I'm like, wait a minute. My father, shit, you guys Google it. My father called Philander Rodman. Imagine that shit. Philander Rodman. This guy got 29 kids with 16 different wives. I'm like, what? Really? But that image right there, man, says, I'm like, wow. I said, my kids actually like me. They actually like me, you know. I'm really actually like me. I was like, but her to come over and do that right there took a lot of strength. Because when her mother took me to court, she wanted $40,000, $50,000 a month. I said, okay, whatever. But I never asked to see the kids at all. I haven't seen my kids since, when they was born, probably 16 years. 16 years. That's the first time I saw my daughter, probably in 7 years, right there. That's why I did that. I'm surprised she came over and said, I love you, Dad. True story is that's what she came over and did that for me. I'm like, so it's like, it's a very good thing, man. When Brandon right here is a great guy, man. Very good advocate of my life, man. Very good guy. And I think you guys should understand, if you have any needs, any trials and tribulations in your life, it's okay to go somewhere in your home or your car and get emotional with yourself. And that way, I feel better when I do stuff like this, because it's like, yes, now, wow, I'm appreciated because I let it out. So I just think the fact that if I leave this right now, I'm gonna do something for you guys and I'm gonna walk away. But sorry, thank you guys for having me here. Having me here. But you know what I always live by? You know what, I say this all the time. Can I do it?
What do you do?
Don't worry